Act Y. The investment. I remember the exact moment I decided to bet everything on him. March 2024. I posted on X, my platform, my rules, that I wouldn't donate to any presidential candidate. 3 months later, I wired $5 million to America PAC. The first domino. 10 days after that, I stood in front of cameras and said the words that would chain me to Donald Trump for the next 18 months. I endorsed Donald Trump for President of the United States. The money flowed like water after that. $238 million through America PAC. Another $20 million into RBG PAC. Yeah, I used Ruth Bader Ginsburg's name to convince people Trump wasn't an abortion extremist. Her granddaughter called it appalling. I called it strategy. $10 million to the Senate Leadership Fund, $3 million to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s MAHA Alliance. By December, the final tally hit $277 million. No, wait. They updated it in February. $288 million, the largest political donation in American history, larger than any oil baron, any hedge fund mogul, any tech titan before me. I didn't just break the record, I shattered it. Tim Mellon's $200 million, child's play. But here's what they don't tell you about buying a presidency. The price keeps going up. Act 2. The honeymoon. February 2025. I stood in the Oval Office with my 4-year-old son X on my hip, Trump grinning beside me like we'd just conquered Rome together. Cameras flashed. I told reporters, the people voted for major government reform, and that's what they're going to get. Trump nodded, placing his hand on my shoulder. If we thought there was a conflict of interest, we would not let him do that segment, he said, defending me against critics who screamed that my companies, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, X, had billions in government contracts and regulations. I didn't care. I had power. Real power, not the kind you buy with rockets or electric cars, the kind that reshapes nations. I told the world I loved Trump as much as a straight man can love another man. People laughed. They thought it was a joke. It wasn't. ACT 3. The cracks. March 2025. The Tesla boycotts started hitting hard. Europe was burning me alive for supporting far-right parties. Progressives in America were selling their Model 3s like they were contaminated, stock prices hemorrhaging. Trump turned the White House lawn into a Tesla showroom. I sat beside him in a red Model S, photographers surrounding us like paparazzi at a wedding. I'm buying a Tesla, Trump announced, a show of confidence and support for Elon. I smiled for the cameras. Inside, I felt the weight of the bargain I'd made. 130 days. That's all I had as a special government employee. The clock was ticking. I tried to cut $2 trillion from the federal budget, tried to eliminate entire agencies, tried to fire 75% of the federal workforce. By April, Trump stopped posting about me. 6 times a week before, then silence. I told investors on the Tesla earnings call, I'll be spending less time on DOGE going forward. Translation, I'm losing this fight. May 30th. Trump held a farewell ceremony in the Oval Office. He's not really leaving, Trump told reporters, his smile tight, his eyes cold. But I was. I had to be. Asked for the detonation. June 3rd, 2025. 3:32 p.m. EST. Trump signed the One Big Beautiful Bill into law. A $2.4 trillion deficit bomb disguised as tax reform. Everything I'd worked for in DOGE, obliterated in one stroke. I stared at my phone, rage boiling in my chest. I opened X. My fingers moved faster than my brain. In November next year, we fire all politicians who betrayed the American people. 3 hours later. This pork-filled bill is a disgusting abomination. June 5th. Trump sat in the Oval Office with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, cameras rolling live. A reporter asked about my criticism. Trump leaned back, smirking. Elon had a problem when he found out we're cutting the EV mandate. That's billions and billions of dollars for him. My phone exploded with notifications. he was lying, blaming me for caring about Tesla subsidies when the real issue was the debt, the betrayal of every promise he'd made about fiscal responsibility. I typed fast. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House. Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. His response came through Truth Social minutes later. Elon just went crazy. He threatened to terminate my government contracts, SpaceX, Starlink, the $11 billion in subsidies, the Dragon spacecraft, the only American vehicle capable of reaching the International Space Station. I fired back, SpaceX will decommission Dragon. Astronauts were currently in orbit. I was threatening to strand them in space. The world held its breath. 2 minutes later, I posted, "Okay, we won't decommission Dragon." But I wasn't done. I dug into the Epstein files, tweeted that Trump was hiding something, suggested he was implicated. No evidence, just suspicion, just rage. Trump called me a big-time drug addict on a private phone call. Word leaked within hours. Act V? The aftermath. June 6th. Trump told ABC News, "I lost my mind." My father, my own father, told reporters from a Delhi airport lounge, "Trump will prevail. He was voted in by the majority of Americans. Elon needs to let this fizzle out." Even my dad thought I'd gone too far. July 4th weekend, I announced the formation of a new political party, the America Party, not to challenge every seat, just enough to control the razor-thin legislative margins in Congress. Extremely concentrated force at a precise location on the battlefield, I posted, along with memes mocking the Republican-Democrat uniparty. Trump called me a train wreck, I responded. What is Truth Social? Never heard of it. Epilogue. The math, $277 million. Maybe $288 million, maybe more. The most expensive friendship in history. The most expensive breakup in history. I bought a presidency. I sat in the Oval Office. I had the president's ear, his trust, his public declarations of loyalty. And it all disintegrated in 72 hours. People ask me if it was worth it, if I'd do it again. I don't answer that question anymore, because the truth is simple, brutal, undeniable. I didn't buy Donald Trump's loyalty. I rented it. And when the lease expired, he evicted me like any other tenant who couldn't pay. The richest man in the world, the most powerful man in the world, two kings who couldn't share a throne. Now we're both bleeding, and the world is watching.